Alright, greetings Kiss Nation, and this is going to be a Kiss topic. This is a Kiss topic that I'm a little bit late to, but in my Kiss soundboard collection video, I said that last month was a bit of a busy month for me, but I'm hoping to make more of the videos in this current month. So right out of the bat, we have a Kiss topic that I'm a bit late to, but I've been meaning to get around to making a video on this topic. And it's a very interesting topic. We have Kiss's Peter Criss announces first solo album in 18 years. And this is very interesting because, Peter Criss is announcing he's making a new solo album, and his last solo album was in 2007, which was All for One, and, basically Peter Criss's last one, which I did review all of his solo albums post-Kiss, and I wasn't a big fan of, All for One. That wasn't a really great album. I thought Out of Control was meh. Let Me Rock You was better than Out of Control. I felt like his really solid ones was Criss Cat 1 and Cat EP. I thought those were really good post-Kiss albums - EP. All for One was like where just like, okay, this is not good at all. So I'm hoping that, if he does make a good solo album, which is what all Peter Criss - Kiss fans hope for. Anyways, let's get on with the article. Original Kiss drummer Peter Criss has announced a new solo album featuring several notable collaborators. Okay. No different than, the 78th solo album and other post-Kiss solo albums. Criss shared his news in a short video posted to the Kiss FAQ website, which you can watch below. I have an announcement. I have my new rock and roll album to you. Oh, so it's a new rock album. That's cool. That's really cool. With Peter Criss, I can never really tell what type of album it's going to be, because his second solo album was a little bit of everything, and the one good one that was post-Kiss was a rock album. So to me it's really cool, because I'm a hard rock person, that he's going to do another rock album. So that's really cool. That's really cool. Kiss Army guys coming out in the fall, he said. And I really hope you like it, man. And I want to say God bless to each and every one of you. Typical Peter Criss speak. That's really cool. Kiss historian Julian Gill, who runs Kiss FAQ, added further information regarding Criss' upcoming LP. This is a hard rock kick-ass album co-produced by Barry Pointer, who's worked with Ozzy Osbourne, Marilyn Manson, Fred Coury, Steve Stevens, amongst others, and of course John 5, Gill said. Okay. Other guests confirmed by Gill included bassist Billy Sheehan and keyboardist Paul Schaefer. I was honored to listen to this album at Peter's studio with him last night, and it was absolutely amazing to hear this new music, Gill said. It was vibrant and powerful. I'm so excited for it to be released, and I think Kiss fans are gonna love this album. Okay, that's really positive words. I love that. Alright. As it talks about, Peter Criss's separate times in Kiss, which we're not gonna go into. Talks about the whole lineup changes and all that stuff, which, alright, so that's it. So what are my thoughts? My thoughts are, this sounds fucking awesome that Peter Criss is doing a rock album. When Peter Criss announced that he is going to do another solo album, my thoughts were at first kind of what style of music is it going to be? Because Peter Criss kind of does a wide variety of music styles. His 78 solo album was a little bit of R&B and big band type of music. There was a little bit of like rock music in there, you know, with like Hooked on Rock and Roll and stuff like that. But most of it was like, you know, big band and, you know, relaxing music, like with like Don't You Let Me Down and stuff like that. The post-Kiss albums had a little bit of rock to it, but like there's a lot of ballads in there also. I would say like the best ballad that Peter Criss did that was post-Kiss was Blue Moon Over Brooklyn. That was really cool. I like that one. Like the other ones he did in his other ones just were like, it didn't do it to me. I'm expecting a few ballads in this one also because that's what Peter Criss does. He's a ballad guy. I would be surprised if he doesn't do any ballads. But I am kind of jazzed up that this is going to be a rock album because, like I said, I do like rock music, and if Peter Criss's rock music is pretty good, I will be really psyched up about it. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. What do you guys think about Peter Criss giving out us another solo album? I personally thought Peter Criss was done making new music and done with all that stuff, but man, another founding Kiss member giving us some surprises in 2025. This year has been a really good year for like the founding members of Kiss. We got Gene and Paul giving us a one-off show in November, and we got Peter Criss giving us a new album also in the fall. This year has been a good year for the founding members of Kiss, giving us some good content. That's all I gotta say. What do you guys think about this topic? What are your thoughts about Peter Criss giving us a new album? And that's all I gotta say. Until next time, I'll see you later. See ya.